John McAfee. I don't know if you remember him. McAfee antivirus.
He's an antivirus guy, right?
So I sat down with him 6 years ago at his place, 5 years ago at his place. Very interesting guy, eccentric. The entire interview, he had a gun on him. He was smoking cigarettes and he was having whiskey or something while his guys in the back are holding M16. Some guy knocks on the door. They run to the door with guns. The guy's freaking out. I'm just trying to drop off something. He said, he looks at me with my phone. He says, why do you have a regular phone? I would never have a regular phone. So what do you mean? I said, I would never have a regular. You know what kind of a phone I got? Do you know who's spying on your phone? I said, John, do you really believe about everybody? He said, you have too much trust, okay? Now, for you, you also, talk about a certain phone,
yep.
right? Tell us a little bit more about that phone.
Well, this is an unplugged phone.
Okay.
And this resulted from the nonsense after the 2020 elections.
Mm-hmm.
Big tech was canceling certain apps and shutting off certain voices. And I said to some of my much smarter friends, I said, we need our own phone that they cannot cancel, they cannot control. And so this is an unplugged phone, which is a result. It's our hardware. It says unplugged on there. Mm-hmm. High-end camera. Same one that's on the iPhone 15. But the difference is this is our operating system with our own store, VPN, antivirus, messenger. But the difference is we don't have an advertising ID. Your phone is like a 25-digit, basically like a mark of the beast, which follows you everywhere. And they know where you go, what you buy, where you go, who you call, what you buy, and what you browse. And the handset, right? Apple, Google, take that data, export it to the tune of about $180 a year. And the apps that are on your phone also work with that ad ID to export to the point of even turning on the microphone, turning on the camera, turning on GPS. I've had so many people I've talked to, they said, yeah, I was talking to my wife in our bedroom about the need for a mattress, and the next day we're getting advertising for mattresses. So imagine that phone listening in their bedroom. So this phone prevents that because it doesn't have an operating system. We block that, and it's actually the first one with an actual firewall on it that you can hard off the Wi-Fi, the camera, the microphone.
Who's the service through?
T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, and we prefer Patriot Mobile.
Got it. So it's really the internet. It's really on the...
It allows you to be in the world, but not of the world, and not be collected and tracked.
Got it. And it's called what? Unplugged?
Unplugged. Unplugged.com.
There you go. Yeah, we're looking at...
we delivered 500 of them in November, and I got 10,000 coming, delivering soon.
So you guys just started this?
Well, geez, we went from zero to a fully functioning phone with our own operating system in 3 years.
That is so cool. That's great.
If you've ever heard of Pegasus,
yes,
the guy that developed Pegasus is our CTO.
Got it. Okay, so he's a good CTO.
But he developed it as a way to do remote phone service, and then he built a very secure phone used by governments, and then he built a phone that controls most of the world's pacemakers.
Now, who's behind this phone, by the way, investor-wise?
Me.
Just you?
Well, no, me and some others.
And a few others. Okay. You haven't done a round. You haven't brought people in yet or anything?
No, I think we have 10.
Okay. Got it. Very interesting concept.
But it is intentionally not a Silicon Valley-backed company. It will not be a public company ever, and it is there to be an independent phone platform.
Right.
It's not even an American company.
Where's it based out of?
Cyprus.
Okay. Cool. That's a very interesting project. Last but not least, before we wrap up, I saw an article. I wonder if this is true or not. Did you guys train Project Veritas' spies on how to go and get intel from some of the people out there? Is that somewhat of a true story?
I didn't train anybody, but they did use our ranch at some point.
They did?
Yeah.
What?
Just for it's open area, and they had, they used the barn and a classroom.
What a interesting model. Did you see him the other day dressed like a gay man going out there talking to, and he actually pulled it off. You got to give this guy credit on one. Obviously, he's no longer with Project Veritas. That's called OMG,
Chutzpah.
Yeah, no, there's no question about it. There's no question about it. Erik, your book. Can you tell us a little bit about the book?
I brought this for you.
Fantastic.
This is the Civilian Warriors. It's the book I wrote about starting and running and getting crushed in Blackwater, but it's a bit cathartic, and it sets the record straight.
Well, is the next one going to be I'm back? Is that like the next one? I'm back in the PMC side. Okay, we're making a comeback. It's going to be interesting to see what you do with it. You know, I
look, there's a lot of instability in the world, and there's a lot of people suffering unnecessarily, and it pains me that the U.S. can't ever seem to finish. And the private sector has the model of how to do that cheaply, practically, ethically, and safely for the people, and not safely for the jihadis that deserve to die.
You know, my interest is, here's what my interest is, purely competition. That's my interest. Because if we have more PMCs, if we, in a perfect world for me at least, as a civilian, if we had 20, 30, 40 PMCs, I feel safer. And the reason why I feel safer is because the way AI is advancing, I will feel very uncomfortable if it's a monopoly controlled by a government who can impose certain regulations against PMCs, or if it's done by a guy who is a multi-billionaire and not just a billionaire, guy that's worth $500 million or $1 trillion, who has his own PMC. Because remember, a lot of people think PMCs are like such a, oh my God, PMC. Ross Perot, I think, sent, I don't know how many PMCs to go get his 130 employees from EDS when they were working for the Shah in the 70s.
When he exfilled them in 79.
Right, and he brought them back in December. Yeah, and he left a few guys to finish the project, and after Khomeini, he brought them back. So Ross Perot did that. I mean, there's a lot of people that have done this to protect their guys.
Nature hates a vacuum.
Yeah.
Private military contractors it's kind of the world's second oldest profession. As long as people have been picking up sticks and throwing them at each other, PMCs were the engineers that built the trebuchets, or the super accurate bowmen if you're using a longbow, or today it's the guys that can fix the aircraft or provide very high-end intelligence capabilities.
I'd like to see more of them. That's where I'm at. I'd like to see more of them, so the government has to compete and get tighter, better, cheaper.
And I can tell you unequivocally that big Washington and big government wants to crush it all. They want a big monopoly, and our big monopoly military is not very effective at finishing, and that's the problem.
And by the way, don't get me wrong. I don't trust if there's only one PMC. I don't want only one PMC.
100 of them. Great.
I want as many PMCs and let the best ones survive. And then if we have 20, 30 of them, I think we're in a very good place.
The gazelle wakes up in the morning knowing that he has to outrun the lion or he'll be eaten. The lion wakes up in the morning, knows that he has to outrun the gazelle or he will starve.
That's right.
So whether you're the lion or the gazelle, when you wake up in the morning,
let's find out.
You better be running.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.